About a year ago, I read about a Chrono Trigger-esque type game being developed by an unknown studio going by the name Tokyo RPG Factory, and being published by Square Enix. I had been given the impression that this was the classic RPG for the modern day that I had been waiting for. After the first 10 minutes, I understood that I could expect so much more from I Am Setsuna. I had come to find a tale about loss, death, shame, and most importantly, acceptance. Our lone main character, named Endir, walks through a snow-covered forest, leaving a trail behind. The atmosphere is dark, heavy, and the music foreboding and somber, with the first round of tutorials seeming to lack explanation and handholding that I'm positive is not an oversight. Tokyo RPG Factory knew exactly who was going to play this game, and they knew that those people would know what to do. They knew what to expect, a JRPG about saving the kingdom, except initially, it isn't. I Am Setsuna sets you out to the village of sacrifice to kill a girl who is soon to turn 18, a task that you accept. The gameplay is nothing short of a ripoff of the battle system from Chrono Trigger on the SNES from 1995. I had heard that they had painstakingly played through Chrono Trigger multiple times in order to get the active time battle system down, and it really shows. Everything from how battles seamlessly transition in and out and resemble Chrono Trigger to a T. There are towns, a world map, really does feel like an old school RPG, and it was something I know some of us had been waiting for. Living in a world with overly complicated backstories and battle systems, or games that are simply too large, I Am Setsuna is simple. It's short, coming in at about 12 hours for most, with me really taking my time and enjoying it at about 15 to 17 hours, still playing through most of the post-game stuff. I don't see this as a complaint. I liked the story for what it was. I liked the battle system because it was something I already knew I liked. In my opinion, if you're on the fence, take the dive. It is well worth it if you were a fan of Chrono Trigger and early SNES RPGs. If you are already playing it and enjoy it, or maybe you want to understand a little bit more about the game mechanics, then I have made a separate video explaining the momentum, sprite knight, and talisman system as I understand it. I'll provide a link down below in the description if you feel it's been a little bit confusing to deal with. Moving on. One of the moments I knew I was going to enjoy I Am Setsuna was when I was brought to the world map, where I could see the icons displaying towns, forests, mountain ranges, and old ruins of past civilizations. The game really makes you feel like you are at home after being gone for so many years. By that I mean most of us are so used to the Skyrims, the Fallouts, the Witchers, the open world games that have taught us, oh, yeah, you can explore this world, but you better not leave your chair if you want to do that. Instead, you are here, in this one main landmass, and you can explore everything. It isn't too much, and it's not too little. It was the Goldilocks RPG. My only complaints, in terms of aesthetic, is that there's no map to refer to, so navigating can be frustrating at times. The characters in the game seem fairly standard. Girl with dagger, brooding man with large sword who bears a striking resemblance to Orin, young whippersnapper who is actually probably older than almost everyone in your party, so on and so forth. It's hard wanting to discuss anything about the game, because I do think it's quite an experience to have on your own, if this genre is your thing. And what is a JRPG without a little grinding? Pro tip! You can encounter special monsters that are a little bit tricky but provide special materials sometimes, and a large amount of XP at various points throughout the game. I recommend near the end of your journey, hitting up Sarandale, heading across the bridge, hitting up the save point, and heading to the left. Of course, right after I found this one myself, someone had wrote about an even better place to farm XP, so owned, I guess. It's fun. I've seen I Am Setsuna on multiple sites, most people giving it pretty average scores, 7.5, 7, maybe an 8 here and there. I can't say that these scores are right or wrong for me. What I can tell you is I genuinely enjoyed my time with I Am Setsuna, and it is exactly what I had wanted after hearing about it over a year ago. I Am Setsuna isn't going to be a game you play for months. Hell, you might not even play it for weeks if you are the hardest of the hardcore. But for those of you out there who just simply want to be reminded of a simpler time, then you probably shouldn't let this one pass you by.